Okay, once you have 10 bird dogs, let's get a bit of upper back rotation. So I'm going to show you a few different options. Option one, just put your hands behind your head and you're going to kind of look kind of up and over your shoulder, right towards the ceiling. If you want to add a little more range of motion, we can straighten the arm. And then I'm going to thread my right hand between this gap of my left wrist and my left knee. So I'm going to thread this through here. Now your level of rotation's up to you. You can go as far as you want or not. Open up the chest. Thread that needle if you want. I want to see 3 reps per side. At least you could do a few more if you prefer. I'll rotate through. Head can touch the ground. It doesn't have to. You can use a handy pillow, like Meg's, if you like, to make it easier. Hey. Once you've done 3 per direction, let's go to our 90-90s. So have a seat, be shoulder width apart. Drop off to one side. Check out how your hips are feeling this morning. We're going to do a total of 10 rotations. Did anyone get, oh, well, I guess not. Anyone ride this Saturday and get surprised by rain up north? That was rude.
Send something out.
Yeah. Like, yeah, okay, great. I feel less bad only because I saw everyone else do it and everyone else seemed caught out as well. It wasn't just me. I was like, oh, good, great. Except for the mountain bikers. They were fine. Of course they were. 10 90-90s. Just see how your hips are responding to things this morning. We're going to do our arm circles next. These can be done kneeling or standing, as long as you have room to rotate your arms in circles. So you can do this kneeling. You can do this standing. These guys, arms straight, thumbs up. Gradually making bigger arm circles. Respecting whatever range of motion each limb has. Back to 90 degrees. And then we're going to change directions. Good. Forward and back. Once you've done 10, just kind of swing the arms. Again, 10-ish. The number is less critical than just getting these shapes, touching the back of the shoulder, give yourself a hug. Okay. Let's go with thumbs pointed down. So thumbs down. I know, the spicy one. It's okay. 10 rotations, thumbs pointed down. Resting between directions is fine. No need to, or you can go right away. Up to you. Thumbs down, opposite. Good. Okay. We're gonna have a bit of rotation. So basically his palms are pointed up or down, and I'm just gonna rotate. If you're rotation sensitive, then don't. Or you can be gentle. Just kind of rotating the body side to side as far as the weight of my arms will carry me and my back will tolerate. Okay. Okay. There are signs of life. At least I hear signs of life in my house. Okay, so let's talk about the shoulder taps first, right? So really simple concept. It's just for adding on to what we already do or have already done in the past. It's a plank position. I think we all know what that is by now. And then we're going to touch the shoulder. You can go opposite or same. That's up to you. The hip, you're gonna wanna go same hip. So from the side, in my plank sheet, right? I'm gonna touch my shoulder, touch my hip, down. I'm gonna switch sides, opposite, shoulder, hip, or thigh, tap. Shoulder, hip, tap. If you're touching your thigh, that's fine too. We're just reaching farther down. If holding that plank is a problem, maybe we just hold a plank. Maybe we're on our forearms, or we can frankly just turn ourselves on our backs and do a dead bug instead, if just loading the shoulders not great. Okay. That's going to be our kind of the second, what we're pairing the Cossack squat with. Before we Cossack squat, let's regular squat. So nothing fancy. Back to basics, right? Feet shoulder width apart, shoulder hip width, chest stays up. I know you can't see my torso, but that's okay. You will in a second. Squatting down, standing up. 10 reps. Let's go 10 squats and just kind of gauge what your body can tolerate right now. So don't worry about how deep you're going. And again, don't worry about changing your camera angle. Just work with what you've got. So you're all doing a great job of sending your hips back, staying balanced over the foot. All these rules apply, okay? What we're gonna do instead of squatting up and down is we're gonna squat side to side. So I'm gonna show you kind of my hips and down for most of this exercise. You're gonna have a wider stance. I say wider, that's up to you, okay? It's okay if my feet are not neutral. They can be slightly turned out, just like anything else, as long as my knees are in line with my toes, that's fair game. Okay, so whether I'm wide or neutral, doesn't matter. It's a matter of taste. From here, I'm going to squat to my left leg, okay? So I'm going to show you from the front first. I'm going to squat to my left leg. Notice my depth is not particularly impressive. That's okay. I'm going to come back up, back to the middle, squat. All right. So a bit like a split squat in that we are trying to load one side, not the other. And then the opposite would be back, right? So from the side, right? Just like my squat goes back this way, right? My hips go back. I'm gonna do the same thing on this leg. So I'm gonna go bias my right leg, squat, right? And stand. If it causes some knee discomfort or you don't love this, don't go as low and hang on to the back of a chair. Maybe hold on to that or some furniture that feels sturdy. If this is really not good, lunges are a fine substitution, okay? But let's try unweighted first. If you have a yoga mat, you can go longwise on the yoga mat, right? But and you might feel a stretch on the inseam of the opposite leg. So if I'm squatting to my right, I might feel it on my left. Either way, let's try 8 Cossack squats per side. Good. Respecting your range of motion. Good. That hip, knee, or ankle on that side. If you want to go back and forth like Meg, just do 16. That's fine. You don't have to do 8 one side, 8 the other. These can be weighted, should you choose. Just like you've done before, right? You can have your kettlebell, right? Hold it close to your chest, right? That's fine. You can have kettlebell or dumbbell on one shoulder. I would just switch halfway. So, halfway, 8 reps, and then switch arms. If weighting this feels like a bad idea, don't. Or grab a bag of books. This is a nice one where you can kind of grab a satchel and kind of squeeze it. It kind of helps reinforce your bracing a little. So let's go ahead after those 8 reps. That counts as your first set. Let's do 8 shoulder taps. Shoulder, hip, or thigh. That's fine. Back to the ground. Shoulder, hip, down to the ground. We're doing 8 per side. If you need to take a break within these 16 total reps, it's okay. I say hip, shoulder, thigh, whatever, wherever your hands reach naturally. We're posting off one arm. If you need to alternate to give your shoulders a break, that's fine. You can do 16 alternating instead. So your shoulders get a break in between reps. After your 8 per side or 16 alternating, shoulder taps, shoulder and hip taps from a plank position. We're going to repeat that 3 more times. So again, if that Cossack squat was challenging in a good way, great. If it felt like you're going too low, don't go so low. That's okay. Your range of motion is going to be a little bit different than your traditional squats. And then if you want to add weight, sure, try it. See what happens. If you have questions about any of the movements, feel free to let me know.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, my dog is attacking me this morning. 8 on each, 16 and in rounds of 8 on each side. So 16 and 16 times 3 on each exercise. Yes.
Right.
Okay. Got it.
Well, so we can say 3 to 4 rounds, depending on what feels good, Carrie. So start at
Yep.
3. Yeah. And then I feel like, great, I can do another one. Awesome. It's a new movement. So if it needs to be less on the squats, but you can do extra to, plank position stuff, great.
I gotta do weight.
Yeah. Nothing, no big deal, I'm sorry, I almost said Maxine. I was looking at Maxine. Speaking to Carrie, you're not muted. I'm fine with that. But
Oh shoot, I thought I was muted again. Sorry, the dog is crazy.
that's okay. I just figured.
I feel like I'm doing more lunges than squats, so I think I'm going too far. But
You are shifting your weight. So that's
okay.
I feel like you're shifting laterally as long as that shifting feels balanced. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, somewhere kind of between like a lunge and a squat, sort of, in that you're shifting your weight laterally. You're never right, but
You guys might.
Go ahead. Was that Carrie?
I was going to say you guys might see glimpses of Eddie the Golden this morning. He's pretty fired up.
I mean, I saw his tail.
I've decided I can do this without distraction and with him in the room, which is going to be an interesting moment.
That's okay. Whenever people bring their dogs to the gym for the first time or they're trying to, I'm like, this is your time to be a dog parent and train your dog so that you can work out next time. Right? Obviously, it's your house, slightly different, but you're trying something new.
Oh, I see a tail.
Oh my God, he's got me a toy here and he's like just waiting for me to like throw it.
That is your only job, Carrie, is to throw toys and feed me. Give Elizabeth cake, obviously. That's also here. Try to keep those hips a little bit lower, Meg, if you can. Yeah, there we go.
Did you?
I can tell if Maxine's laughing or if Carrie's being attacked by the dog. Either way.
He's creeping closer. I'll mute myself.
What was
Sorry, I'm
that?
gonna mute.
That's fine.
Hi, Eddie.
Aw,
What'd you say, Meg?
I said I got busted cheating. I wasn't trying to cheat, I just was unconsciously cheating.
Yeah, you're sort of going knee forward on that a little. Still load the hip a little bit. So still want that hip back just like you're sitting back to a seat. Yeah. There you go.
I meant on the shoulder taps.
Oh, shoulder taps. I mean, look, it happens to the best of us.
I was trying to do alternating because I know that that steadiness is part of my challenge.
Alternating is totally fine. So for both, like what I said per side, ultimately I want 16 total. And so whether you do right first, left second, or you alternate, this one's gonna be a little less specific. So I think it depends on your joints and what you prefer. But this one, yeah, it's a little more open-ended, if you will. An option for your Cossack squats. This is not something you need to take, but something if you find you're just tight in your adductor, it's definitely me. Something that can help you get range of motion if your ankles and hips are not the issue, but your opposite leg is you can turn your opposite foot up. So as you're coming down, right, I'm going to show you my opposite leg here. So I'm going to squat for this one. This foot can turn up. Turn this foot up and away. And that gives me, I can sit way more onto this foot. So it's one of those, this is not something you have to do, but if you're struggling to get range of motion, but it's not your squat, it's this opposite inseam, turning up this foot gives me way more range. By way more, I mean I could squat more prepared. And so that's just a matter of taste. It's not right or wrong. It's just, does it work for you? You might feel a gentle stretch. I say gentle is the key. Again, kind of hanging on to a sturdy piece of equipment or even like a broomstick can feel good for this if you need to support through the opposite side. Oh, hello. Speaking of food and motivation, this one. We're doing a total of 4 rounds of this. We already did one kind of together the first time. So you're doing a total of 3 on your own. I think most of us are probably on that last one or pretty close. If you're finishing that off, great, no problem. I'm going to talk about the workout next. So just keep moving, just keep your ears open. But you don't have to stop doing anything if you don't want to. So very similar to, I want to say a week or week before. 3 minutes of work, 30 seconds of rest. Okay, same thing. We did 5 rounds last time. We're doing 6. So we're just adding 3 more minutes. We're going to be doing 10 lunges, forward or backwards. I didn't specify, so pick your own adventure. Curtsey lunges are an option. Those are a reverse step. So there's that. So if you're going to curtsey lunge, so that's when your feet do, instead of going like this for your backwards lunge, if they go like this. Either way, both are fine, right? So if you're going to reverse lunge and you want something slightly different, a little just foot slightly behind the ankle or a little behind, you know, like crazy over, not a huge curtsy. Happy stars. Yay. These are either going to be a reach for your opposite foot or reach for your opposite foot. So a knee bend is fine. Okay. Again, if that's causing some pain, good old fashioned dead bug does the trick. Okay. So you can always default back to a dead bug if that's not feeling great. We're doing 10 total happy stars. Okay. That's 5 per side. Bending the knee, touch the ankle or heel is just fine. And then we're going to finish off with 10 push-ups or hand release push-ups. If you can't do push-ups, right, we can go back to that plank hold or some sort of, right, if we can press, great. If not, substitute it or just remove it out of the workout altogether. Okay. The way this works, you're going to work through 10 lunges. That's again total. These are all totals, not per sides anymore. 10 happy stars, 10 push-ups of some kind, 3 minutes of work. And then you're going to go ahead and just work through that for 3 minutes. Rest 30 seconds and then repeat starting where you left off. Questions? Cool. Okie dokie. Let me get my handy clock started here. So we're gonna start standing. We're starting with a lunge first. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. If you need, so again, lunging forward or backwards. If you need a 2-foot squat this, that's also fine. Right. There you go. Yeah, this dog carry is just like, I know it's not cute to you, but for those of us not being attacked, kind of adorable. If you can't reach your toes, you can bend the knee. Nice. Good, yeah. So bending these spine if I still want the shoulders to come off of the ground. So yeah, there we go. Right, that's good. Instead of bringing the knee to the chest, which you certainly can do. Think shoulders, lift the shoulders, then let the feet follow. That's a good way to think about that. That kind of. There you go. Anything that's causing discomfort or pain, then you can change this to your core exercise of choice. Dead bugs are a great just default for most people. The stance you take with your lunge, meaning how wide and how far you step forward or backwards, totally up to you. It's a matter of comfort. If you are, I think, what was the term Meg used? Objectively tall for Meg's feet. A longer stance is fine. Totally great. If you are perfectly sized like Arisa, maybe not. Okay, it's fine if you are, right? You don't have to match someone else's stride length. But I do want it to feel balanced and safe. So I like to at least be shoulder width. And then I want that front shin, whichever that is, relatively vertical. Relatively. Give or take. Okay. All right, friends, you have less than 30 seconds before we get a bit of break, right? So just make a mental note of where you left off. Ten seconds. If anything comes up for my athletes in person, feel free to let me know. Okay. 3, 2, 1. You're resting 30 seconds. Just hang out. Right. Starting where you left off. So if you were lunging, continue lunging. If you finish that, you can go to your happy stars, vice versa. Great. That's round 1. We're doing this 5 more times. Okay. If you need to stop at 5, that's fine too. Work smart. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1, and we go again. For your push-ups, the hand release is optional. It's nice, but you know, it's just a little extra bonus if you want it. Using your knees or elevating your push-up is also perfectly fine. Ten is a lot. If you need to break it up, please do. I don't necessarily need to see 10 in a row without taking a break. It's okay to do 5, take a break, 5, take a break. Yeah, and switching up your lunges is not a bad idea in case you want to try. How's that shoulder, Maxine? Is that feeling like it's okay?
It didn't like the planks at all today. So taking it easy now.
That's fine. That was a lot of like time spent holding, right?
Well, I think I like lost focus for a second. I just moved it wrong and it just,
Okay.
we're okay. Everything's fine.
If you need to change that to something else, I have a suggestion, but if you're okay with taking it easy on the bench, great.
Yeah.
If that
That
stops,
works.
okay, you can just. I would say DM me because just tell me to my face. Either way. Whatever method you prefer. Good. Nice, Teresa. Good. So lifting the shoulders, then reaching for the heel. Yeah, good. Nice job. A bit about a minute before we rest again. Depending on what Meg put in your training peaks today, you can do less rounds or depending how your body's responding to this. If you want to progressively load this, technically doing 6 rounds or 6 sets of this would be progressively loading. So take it or leave it, but there we have it. Nice work. 10 seconds. Three, two, one, and rest. Good. You can stay seated if you're already on the ground. Good. Yeah, Reese goes thumbs up as she lays down. Signs of life. I like it. Okay. Round number 3 starts in 10 seconds. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and go. And I would say injuries in general, things we're managing, think total volume you can complete, right? Or want to complete. And then roughly divide that, what, by give or take 6, right? You could stop that movement once you hit your total volume, right? No need to go past that. Nice job. So with the reverse lunge, curtsy is an option. The straight back and step back is fine as well. Feeling fancy, changing it up on every round is also great. Nice job with those heel taps, Teresa. Nice work. Less than a minute before you get some rest again. Nice job. 30 seconds before that clock pauses. All joking aside, Maxine, if you want to either pause on those push-ups and or, you know, use common sense if those push-ups are feeling. Those are gonna, these rounds kick in pretty hard, especially as you do more of them. 10 seconds. Three, two, one, and rest. Good. That's round 3.
That's exactly how I feel, Arisa.
Yeah. Just, I will say, as rest finished, Meg just kind of like laid down and was like, "Boing." Okay, round 4. I know you're excited. 3, 2, 1, and go. Let that, if that fatigue starts to kick in, and it will, right? So we are technically over halfway. Always good news. It's gonna be one of those things where your movements will slow down. You might have to pause. You're gonna have to self-direct here, self-pace, especially as your fatigue increases. There you go. Nice job. Nice try to do 2 minutes in. You have 1 minute to go. With those push-ups, happy stars, or even those lunges, resting within your set 3-minute set is 100% okay. Nice job. You have 10 seconds before you get another break. We're going 3, 2, 1, rest. Good.
This is a fuck ton of push-ups. Just saying.
It is a lot of push-ups, and like you said, if you need to break them up, just pause, rest, kill some time. There's no, that's legitimately an okay thing. All right, we'll do one more round since that's a lot of push-ups. And we also were bumping up against the clock, so it's not bad. All right, my friends, we're going in 3, 2, 1, and go. Last interval. Good. But just think how strong you're getting, how big you're gonna get. Huge. Good. Or if huge is not your goal, how much better, longer rides you're gonna feel because you can hold yourself up. It's good for you. Good. I know it said 6 rounds, we're doing 5. Everyone's getting real toasty. So we're gonna pause this. This will be your last interval, and it'll give us a few minutes. For anyone feeling up for it, do 6. Congratulations. But those push-ups are gonna be spicy tomorrow, the day after. Nice job, my friends. You have last 90 seconds, minute and a half. I'll say of physical work of the day. There you go. Last minute to go. Nice work, friends. Last 30 seconds. So close. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest as in indefinitely. Good. So I think with a lot of this stuff, I mean, all joking aside, right, Meg, it's a lot of push-ups, and it is. When you're talking about sort of this format where in some sense it's self-paced, we're all working for, let's say you are all working for 3 minutes. The pace at which you move, right? So this is one where, right, we could make this, I would say, take weight away time from the push-ups by adding weight to the lunges, resting more, which sounds counterintuitive, but when it comes to push-ups for me, whenever it's slowing down, that's when I take a break. That's kind of how I think about it. So none of you hit failure, which is great, but if you feel like, ooh, super smoky, right, the shoulders do take a big hit here, and hopefully in a healthy way. But if you feel like at some point, like I've just done 5 sets of 10, it's okay to like, I'm just gonna slow down, take a break, shake it out, whatever it is. Even within that 10 reps. And I will say push-ups and pull-ups, if you're doing pull-ups, always go first. Doesn't matter how big and how strong someone is, 2 movements always go first, every time. So instead of pushing through things, which we're admittedly very good at, sometimes just like, it'd almost be like in the middle of an interval on a bike, which is never going to happen. You can be like, take a break. No one would ever tell you, but that's the kind of the mindset you can take. Great work today. We have 4 minutes remaining before the hour. So for anyone who needs to go be an adult, fine. I guess so, if you must. And eat your carbohydrates today. And particularly your favorite ones. If not, go buy a cake like Elizabeth. Because why the heck?